On August 19, YSL King was in trouble. Young Thug held a third bail hearing. At this hearing, Young Thug was denied bail again after prosecutors gathered a new set of evidence against him. Young Thug was reportedly denied bail again Thursday at a heated hearing in Rico's case, where his lawyer said the Grammy-winning rapper became a law enforcement officer after driving Lil Wayne's tour bus in 2015 Sector Vendetta. That, also in 2015, rival street member Donovan Thomas Jr. tragically died after prosecutors said Young Thugs were involved. It said Jeffrey Williams and Garner, real name Sergio Kitchen, had pleaded not guilty and denied the charges, including Williams' involvement in the Jan. 10, 2015, street shooting of a rival named Donovan Thomas member's death. Prosecutors said Williams rented a silver Infiniti Q50 sedan linked to the crime. Well, one of the YSL members currently spying on Young Thug claims Young Thug said in the group chat, I quote, that sacrifices must be made. Soldiers must fall to win the battle. Had a very strong defense and proved that Young Thug criminal said no such thing in a message group. Now, while Young Thug criminal's lawyer was making great defenses for tough criminal, there was one thing that kept him in jail and denied bond. Once again, the judge agreed with lawyers who try to prove people guilty when they made the statement claiming how dangerous Young Thug criminal truly is. The snitches now in the YSL case are scared for their families' lives, even with young tough criminal behind bars. As this paperwork was released stating, the Fulton County District Lawyer says YSL team members are going after the life of a witness and their family in the criminal case against rapper Young Thug criminal and the 27 other possible team members. It goes on saying Willis' office has discovered a document, a part of a cooperating witness's statement that was posted on social media. The life of that witness, a cooperating YSL business partner, otherwise known as a snitch, and that witness' family are in danger as a result. Willis says people in charge are still asking lots of questions about trying to find the truth about on who leaked the discovery material. A new accusation of a crime last week added new charges against Williams and a handful of other people who are being sued or who were sued in the case. Williams, aka Young Thug criminal's lawyer Brian Steele, and the district lawyer seem to agree. Steele says it puts people at risk and wants it to stop immediately. Now, the man snitching in the YSL case was showed/told about. It showed to be Lil Woody, as Lil Woody demanded safety for his family and he started snitching on Young Thug, Gunna and Lil Baby. Now, there was also another piece of event or object that proves something found inside of the YSL Big House, which was gotten during the YSL Big House sudden attack when Young Thug was at first arrested. This charge will single-handedly add many years to Young Thug prison time spent punished, so let's get into it. The event or objects that prove something report states in the name for the people who lawfully live in a country, state, of Georgia, do charge and charge with a crime Duke Jack Gotti and Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, with the offense of possession of a firearm. Further said, charged with a crime in the state of Georgia in county of Fulton on the 9th day of May 2022, did illegally possess a firearm with a converter switch next to extended mags. Now, what is known as a switch or switchy in many rappers' words in a song now recently is actually a mod that you can attach to a single firearm. Now this will actually make it fully auto, which in the United States is highly illegal, although all rappers in the industry, especially from Chicago, love using it in lyrics. Now inside of the YSL mansion was owned by Young Thug, was these exact items. This evidence is coming out as the prosecutors do not want to give Young Thug any chance of receiving bond, as he would then return back to the same home where law enforcement found these items with Young Thug sitting inside of jail. The Atlanta DA is now targeting Young Thug and Gunna's best friend, as well known as 4Pf rapper Lil Baby. As reported by DJ Akademiks, Lil Baby as well as members of 4Pf are now next on the Atlanta DA RICO list, which is only going to add to this case, making it one of the biggest rapper court cases of all time, as there was new paperwork leaked in the Atlanta DA office revealing very concerning information on 4Pf and Lobby. Very similar to how YSL and Young Thug were raided and arrested for RICO, Lil Baby is now next on the list. Recent months, you've had two high-profile cases. Now, after this was broadcasted on the news, it didn't take long for Lil Baby's reaction to them be released, as Lil Baby tweeted, "I'm trying to start an investment group for the young millionaires. We can run the world if we play it right." As someone replied, "Man, you better be looking out for that RICO everyone keeps talking about," with Lil Baby replying, "Only God can judge me." Shortly after the live TV broadcast, there was new paperwork released revealing the next group to be targeted by the Atlanta DA, which, no surprise, labeled 4Pf and Lullaby. Now Fenty Willis revealed two rap groups to be arrested in RICO charges that are based in Atlanta. one group being from a top artist in the game with the second being an average-sized artist. So with YSL already being taken down, according to DJ Akademiks, the streets are saying that Lil Baby will be arrested sometime within the next few weeks. Now, the streets are saying this just because how close the ties are between Lil Baby and Young Thug, as Young Thug even paid Lil Baby at the start of his rap career to stay loyal to him and to stay off of the streets and to stay in the recording studio. Lil Baby started getting targeted by the Atlanta DA after arguably the most important court hearing so far in this case. Here is clips from the courtroom. He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they are all afraid of. He's the one that Kingsley. He is the most dangerous of the 28. Judge, and I implore you not to grant him a bond. He's dangerous if he gets a burner. Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that Mr. Williams is on FaceTime because it's not traceable, it's not trackable. Judge, I will also say that we have taken proffers from fellows for Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will be in their family, and they were very clear about that. Concerns that this court has is danger to persons and to intimidate other witnesses and obstruct the administration of justice. And for those reasons, in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time now. If Young Thug is found guilty of the crimes that are going against him, there's a high chance he will be serving life in prison, and with him being denied bond once again. Just yesterday at the time of this recording, prosecutors revealed 3 reasons why he will never be released on bond. The first reason is how Young Thug runs his operation with the YSL members that are currently snitching against Young Thug. They laid out what their job is on a day-to-day inside of YSL. How YSL operates is that Young Thug will receive many iPhones that are used or either stolen or bought from the streets, and he would then use these iPhones as what's called a burner phone. He would delete all of the apps within the phone, only leaving FaceTime on it. He would then use these phones to FaceTime his troops to handle the business that needs to be done, whether it is going after rival street members, anything narcotic-related, things of that nature. When using FaceTime, it's impossible for law enforcement and cell phone providers to tap the phones and listen in on phone calls, as FaceTime is often used by street members, as there's no trace of what is ever said in a FaceTime call. Members that snitched also mentioned how dangerous Young Thug is. If you cross him, he will go after you and your family. Just as I stated earlier in the video, members that snitched are already facing this consequence, as many of them are already very concerned about their family's safety. The next reason the prosecutors say Young Thug should never receive bond is during the YSL mansion raid where Young Thug will return to live. There were GTA-type firearms found within the household. There was types of firearms that were found that law enforcement don't even know how Young Thug would have even gotten them. As mentioned earlier, the firearms in question are known as what's called the switch that is added to the single firearms. Allegedly, Young Thug had a few of them inside of the YSL mansion. Now, once more, new statements and evidence comes out in the YSL case. I'll be making sure to make a video about it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and leave a like if you haven't already.